Hey everyone, Neil here from Post to Post. Hope you guys are having a great day. Someone sent in some NHL logo concepts, full league-wide NHL concepts. I thought we'd take a look at them. There's 32, and these are by Yuri, and we'll go through them in alphabetical order in terms of abbreviation. So let's bring them up. I've not even seen these before, and let's get to it. First one's going to be Anaheim. Let's bring it up. Oh, okay. Well, it's a logo that has a logo. Very interesting. The first thing that I noticed is it looks like this Wild Wing or whatever his name is wearing what looks to be basketball style jersey. It's got the V-neck that's coming down. I think that's his arm back there. So kind of just from that perspective, it's very strange. I do like this stylization of it though. Like it is very modern and very sports-like. It shows aggression. You can see that in the brow, in the eye. Even like just like in kind of like the nose or the beak area. So the expression is really good. It's odd to have their original logo on a jersey that's on a logo. I feel like that's a bit awkward, but I think it's maybe more of a shoulder patch or like a t-shirt or a hat. I don't know about the front of a jersey though. But all right, let's move on. The Boston Bruins. Okay, I've seen that bear before. So I'm not sure if you've designed these yourself or if you're picking stuff from the internet and putting it together or you're getting AI or something, but I've 100% seen that bear before. I don't know how you did this, but I'll just go through this video with the perspective that it doesn't really matter how you did it. We'll just talk about the logos and decide whether it's a good decision or not and go from there. So while I do like the Boston Bruins logo and how iconic it is and stuff, I wouldn't mind a version similar to this. My only criticism here would be that you've got the spoked wheels or the spokes stroked in black, which is a nice relationship with the black of the outline of the bear. But the actual logo itself isn't black, it's just yellow. So I think you need some balance around the outside to have it black. But if they were going to do this, I would be okay with that. These sabers. Okay. Very interesting, actually. So very stylized, which is great. Very modern, like kind of like the first one. The text that's in there, I don't really think that we need that. I think that would just cut that, keep that beautiful animal in there. And his front teeth look weird though. They look short. They look like bat-like or something. I don't know. They look a little bit odd, but it's cool. Got the colors right. Carolina. It looks like a bit of an eye, like a robot eye or something. It's a bit strange. The digital bevel that's happening here as well. And there's even like a sheen or a shine lighting effect that's happening. That would be very strange to replicate printed on a jersey. So this one would be a miss for me. Okay, next the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love that it's symmetrical. I love that it is mean, like his expression, like he's ready to go to war. I love sports logos that have aggression like that. The eyes are dead. The lighting is interesting. It speaks heavily to the brand. So it's a pretty cool logo. I don't know how well it would look on a jersey. I think it might have to see the jersey to kind of match. Like the stars on the top of the hat are interesting. It might be interesting to see those stars replicated on the shoulders or something. So it'd be cool to see a jersey along with this. Next, the Calgary Flames. So I guess a little bit of a modern version of Blasty a little bit. But it's almost like boy band hair happening. There's like a piece of hair coming off the front a little bit. Got some anger to it, but it's also a little bit cocky as well or something. It's got, I don't know, it's got weird vibes here, and I don't like the text on there. I just removed the text, not a fan of that. Okay, the Chicago Blackhawks, it's basically the same logo except for he got a tan, I guess. He was out in the sun, so not really much to say here. Moving on to the Colorado Avalanche. What is that? That's like a weird Yeti thing. It is definitely very cool. I don't like the text that's on there. It's unneeded. This is fine on a hat or a t-shirt or a towel or something, but on a primary logo for a team, let's keep the text off of there. Let's just keep it as an actual creature or shape or whatever. So if that was just the case, I think I'd be okay with that because I can see some interesting mountains that he's standing on or something. So it's an interesting idea. I like the colors as well. Dallas Stars. This is pretty cool. Weird bull though. It's like a quarter bull, a quarter werewolf, A quarter lion, something else. I don't even know. It looks very strange. It looks cool. It just looks a little bit strange. It doesn't look so weird. I'm looking for it and I can't find it. But anyways, it's okay. It's okay. Detroit Red Wings. This is quite interesting. Like this would never happen. This would never happen for the Detroit Red Wings. They would never do something like this. However, hypothetically, if the Detroit Red Wings did not exist and Detroit was going to get an NHL team, they might do something like this. Motor City, having something super industrial as a logo, having this mean robot kind of looking guy. It's kind of cool. Not for the current Detroit Red Wings, but in an alternate universe where the Red Wings don't exist, you could have something like this. Edmonton Oilers, isn't that just the head from the other logo? It's just made bigger, I think. Not really a fan of this. It's too generic for me. Florida Panthers, this is awkward. The pieces kind of, I think that's supposed to be maybe the sun around. It's very unfinished. It feels very unfinished. I don't like the text that's on there. The Panther logo itself is worse than the original. It's worse than the current. The wrong color. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like this one. Next, the LA Kings. I guess it's another one of those logos with the logo in the logo. So I don't know about that, but I understand what's happening here. Like you've got this big. Actually, maybe I don't understand what's happening here. At first, I thought this was the Game of Thrones kind of chair. But maybe those are like wings, like he's like a god or something, because they're white. It does kind of look like wings, but I just feel like it's a throne. He's a king. He's sitting on a throne. That's like the back of it, but it does get a bit of like wing vibes. It's cool. I just don't love it. It looks very AI for sure. Next, Minnesota Wild. It's hard to beat what they have now. It's so good, and like there's nothing wrong with this. This feels very high school team. Whether it's basketball, football, hockey, it doesn't really matter. It feels very high school or very college or something. Not so much NHL. I like the colors. The colors are very cool. But yeah, not sure about Minnesota. Next, the Montreal Canadiens. So very similar to the Detroit Red Wings, I guess, in a way. I don't personally understand the relation here or what this means. So I will say no for this one. Next, the New Jersey Devils. That is a pretty cool logo, actually, minus the text. I like that the devil is almost coming out of the state outline. I think that's really cool. And then the look on the face, it's very mischievous and stuff. It's evil. He looks maybe a little bit too shiny and well put together. I might want to see some like cuts or like scrapes or some weathered look on the devil himself. He looks a little bit too pristine. Next, the Nashville Predators. It's pretty good. I mean, it's very sports generic cat logo, but it's pretty good. I think their logo now is definitely better. Next, the the New York Islanders, Long Island. Well, if most Islanders fans don't like the fishermen, would they like a giant angry fish as their logo? I'd probably say no. I'd be leaning no, that they wouldn't. The majority of them wouldn't. It's not a bad logo. I just don't think it fits their brand. They're just very traditional, so I just don't think it fits. The Rangers, speaking of traditional, so here's a pretty good example of a well-designed logo that matches the brand. Is this going to be their primary logo? Absolutely not. That doesn't fit on the front of a jersey. There's basically three logos that's happening here. A textual style logo, the Lady Liberty, and then kind of a shield thing. Altogether, it looks nice, but it really looks like a shoulder patch. Like this is the ideal shoulder patch. With one glaring mistake that I just noticed, the circular aspect of the top leading down to the bottom, if you remove the text, it wouldn't actually align with the bottom. It looks like there's like a divot in the bottom of the circle. So not a fan of that, but I like it. Like if we just fix a couple things, I like it. But shoulder patch, 100%. Moving on, the Ottawa Senators. So this is pretty cool. I think the aggression is maybe the best part of this. I like the angle. It's very similar to their logo now. It's just like kind of a modern version. This would look great on the front of a jersey. I like how much bronze and yellow that's in there. That's really awesome. I think it would complement some things on the jersey if you added a little bit more of that bronze to the striping on the arms or maybe somewhere else. That would be pretty cool. So I like this one. Philadelphia Flyers, absolutely not. Definitely not. Way too cartoony. It looks like an anime. This would never, ever happen in the NHL. You will never see this. This would barely happen in a minor league, I don't think. It's way too cartoony. No, I'm sorry, not going to happen. Pittsburgh Penguins, it looks like an orca a little bit. It's just awkward. Again, another logo with a logo on there. It's not the Penguins logo, Steelers logo, but still a variation of it. Pittsburgh Penguins power? No, it's not happening. Definitely not. Seattle Kraken, I like the symmetry. The symmetry is great. The idea behind it is pretty cool, but the eyes need fixed. He's very sleepy, looks very lazy. It's not anger. It needs to have a little bit more like scrunched up bit of nose, if Krakens have noses, or whatever this is, have noses, I don't know. But it just needs to be more aggression. It looks sleepy. San Jose Sharks, pretty similar to one of their logos, honestly. I do like the colors, though. I don't think that's black. I think it's like a navy blue or something. It does look good with the teal and the white shoulder patch. Next, the St. Louis Blues. Isn't that the Easter Island head, dude? What does that have to do with St. Louis? Very confused at the moment. Absolutely not. And especially because the text is, if you're going to put text on there, at least incorporate it into the logo as a completely separate identity. Definitely not. Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay, now we're talking a little bit. It does feel like something's missing here underneath the thunderbolts, or the bolts in those ears. It's a little awkward in this section, but it's an incredible logo. Like, that would look pretty good on a jersey, or maybe a t-shirt or something, or a mascot potentially. But very cool colors, very cool guy. Toronto Maple Leafs, pretty good logo. The white stroke around, it's an inner stroke, way too thick. Way too thick. That needs to be half of that thickness, at least. And preferably an exterior stroke, not an interior stroke. But I like it. Shoulder patch, definitely. Primary, definitely not. But yeah, shoulder patch, you could do something pretty cool with that. Utah Mammoth. Okay. So symmetrical, interesting colors, 2 shades of green, which is pretty neat. Aggression. You can see it in the eyes, the deadness of the eyes as well. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Next, the Vancouver Canucks. Well, I have issues. Number one, that orca looking a little bit thick. Okay, that needs to maybe go to the gym. It's been having a little too many cheeseburgers, I think. The biggest issue I have, though, is the actual kerning of the text in Vancouver. Look at the bottom of the C and the bottom of the O. Look how close they are. Also look at the bottom of the A and the bottom of the N. The tips touch. Now look at the V and the E, and then the E and the R on the other side. Look at the kerning. The kerning difference makes no sense here. So that drives me nuts. I would fix that. The kerning seems fine in the word Canucks, but not in Vancouver. But yeah, this one's going to be a miss for me. Vegas Golden Knights, not too bad. It's kind of weird to see their logo almost 3D in a way. Like, this could be the side of the thing. It's a bit robotic, though. It's not so much knight and more like Power Ranger a little bit. So I would focus more on the knight aspect. Winnipeg Jets with an F-35 that Canada does not own yet. Maybe in the future, depending on how the procurement of that order goes. But it is in the works for Canada to get the F-35. So I'm not opposed to having it on there. And I'm not opposed to this logo, minus the text. Let's get rid of the text, and let's just keep the F-35 in the circular aspect in the background and the Canadian flag. It looks like the F-35 is kind of like flying right through it. So it's pretty cool, minus the text. Next, and the last one, the Washington Capitals. This is a really cool logo for a shoulder patch, not the front of a jersey. It's a little bit too busy for that, but as a shoulder patch, this would be incredible. Maybe one of the best shoulder patches available. That would be really cool to see on a jersey. Maybe even like a Winter Classic. That would be so cool. So yeah, some really good logos in here, but some also absolute misses. I think my favorite, like the Rangers one, has potential for a shoulder patch for sure. I could maybe see something with the Columbus one a little bit. Like the Toronto one might have potential for a shoulder patch. The Utah one was pretty neat as well. I'll go with the Winnipeg one just because I think if you do remove the text, everything else is pretty much perfect. I could absolutely see that on the front of a jersey. It's very symmetrical. It represents Canada. It represents the team name, Jets. And it's very similar to what they use now, so it's not that off-brand. So I think the Winnipeg one will be my favorite, minus the text. So, Yuri, thank you so much for sending those in, regardless of how you created them. It's always fun to look through stuff and kind of see see what might work and what might not work. Sometimes more things don't work than they do work, but that's kind of the fun to go through. And I think at the very least, there's inspiration from this set. People will look at this, designers maybe in the community watching will look at this set and think, ah, that's an interesting idea for a logo. I bet you I could make that better. I bet I could tweak that a little bit. Or, wow, that logo is really cool. I'm going to take that logo and make a jersey to have a good relationship with it and make something that would really match. So I think the video, or this set rather, from that perspective is maybe the best thing possible, is seeing things we haven't seen before, which gives us inspiration for maybe a future design and something. So Yuri, I appreciate you sending those in. Now it's your guys' turn to let me know down below in the comment section. Agree with me, disagree with me on any of my comments, but more importantly, let me know your favorite from this video, your least favorite, and what you think. Any NHL team should adopt any of these logos. Would love to hear your comments down below. Yuri, thanks again for submitting these, and we'll talk to you guys in the future for more jersey, logo, and hockey talk. Talk to you soon. Adios.